A new morning, a new team around the Prime Minister. Talk us through some of the complexities of the new cabinet.
Yes, I think complexity is the exactly correct word to use here because, of course, first we saw throughout the early afternoon 11 sackings from the last cabinet. That was more than many people expected. There were a huge number of ministers turfed out, about a third of the cabinet gone. But then, over the course of the later afternoon and indeed early evening, we started to see some more familiar faces return to Downing Street. Now, this is people who have served in the cabinets of, for example, David Cameron, Theresa May, Boris Johnson, and indeed some of Liz Truss. There are some people returning to cabinet after a little hiatus. Michael Gove back at the Department for Levelling Up is a notable point there. Also Mark Harper, who was of course for a time a chief whip many years ago, is now over as Transport Secretary. So there are some faces being brought back, but also some new people who seem to be much more on the Rishi Sunak loyalist side. Mel Stride, for example, at DWP, the Department for Work and Pensions, he actually managed Rishi Sunak's leadership campaign over the summer. So clearly there is a bit of a mixed story to tell here. Some of the headline-grabbing elements are, of course, that there are some of those people who are seen to be Liz Truss or indeed Boris Johnson loyalists. James Cleverly, the Foreign Secretary, is seen to be very close to Boris Johnson. And, of course, Suella Braverman back after around a 5-day hiatus as Home Secretary, someone from the right of the party. That's created a little bit of a storm, of course, because the reason professed for her leaving government just last Wednesday was that she breached the ministerial code. Now, allies of her would say that was in a very minor way, and in fact the wider row that meant her leaving government was actually about migration and policy differences between her and Liz Truss. But clearly this is something the opposition is jumping upon too. Really what Rishi Sunak has been trying to do over the course of the last day is present a more unified top team. However, there are some people in their leaving government who will be missed. Clearly, the former Levelling Up Secretary, Simon Clarke, the MP for Middlesbrough South and East Cleveland, is a loss to government. It's a loss of a red wall voice there. But also one of the criticisms is how few women there are at the top team of this new number 10, and I wonder if there will be more junior ministerial appointments, which we are expecting through the rest of this morning and this afternoon. Perhaps there'll be greater gender diversity there. That's just some of the criticism that Rishi Sunak has faced so far, but broadly it looks like the party is relatively placated with the ideological diversity within the cabinet. Now, the first cabinet meeting is expected a little later this morning, and we'll see if we can have a chance to shout across at the new top team governing the country to see what they make of it.